Winter is a fun and exciting season to explore, but every February 2nd, people get very interested to know how much longer it will be until spring. So I'm headed to the Howell Nature Center to report on this year's Groundhog Day prediction.
Well, it's Groundhog Day again, and the nation turns to this Michigan Nature Center to see a master at work. The master? Woody the Woodchuck, Michigan's official Groundhog Day groundhog. Legend has it that the groundhog can predict the coming of spring. But can it really? And how did this tradition come to be?
Groundhog Day has its roots in Candlemas Day on February 2nd, which marks the halfway point between the darkest day of the year, the winter solstice in December, and the vernal equinox in March that marks the beginning of spring. Candles were given out to represent how long and cold winter would be. People in Germany also started using a hedgehog to predict the weather. German settlers in Pennsylvania continued this tradition, but this time with a native groundhog. The first Groundhog Day was held on February 2nd, 1887.
So is there any truth to groundhogs in February predicting the weather? To help answer that question, we have Caitlin Lewis, the Wildlife and Education Manager here at the Howell Nature Center. Caitlin?
Hey, so as far as the accuracy of woodchucks predicting the weather, Woody here actually has a 76% accuracy rating. But as far as the things that could cue them into knowing if it's going to be an early spring or if we're in for 6 more weeks of winter, it's that high pressure system early on in the spring that potentially brings open skies and some colder weather. And if the skies are open and that sunshine's shining down, these guys would see their shadows and run back for home. And if there's a low pressure system coming through and lots of cloud cover, there'd be no shadow and we were in for an early spring.
Well, that would be awesome. So I think it's time for the moment of truth. And so Caitlin is going to take Woody and stick her in the back of her stump house. We're going to open the door, we're going to count down, and we're going to see if Woody sees her shadow. Will she come out? Will she stay in? She looks curious. Is she coming out? She's looking. Does she see her shadow? And it looks like she is staying inside, and we have 6 more weeks of winter. When Russian writer Anton Chekhov wrote The Long Winter, he saw winter dark and foreboding. But we know that though winter can be intense and extreme, it is also a pause and a time to rest during the seasonal year. And standing here in the glow of winter's beauty, I can think of no better way to spend the next 6 weeks ahead, resting and reflecting on God's blessings as we wait for another glorious spring. From the Howell Nature Center, I'm Peter Schriemer.